YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 68 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is Eazy, Freezy, and Hotsy, Totsy? Crazy! Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they could help. With that being said, we got a lot to cover today, and I know I have an issue with this lighting over here, but I don't know what to do. So, there you go. So maybe I'll turn this light down just a scotch. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Okay. So, we're going to do the positive words from the week. I know it says dinner done differently, which I don't even know if you guys can see these signs, to be honest. I guess I should get the camera a little closer. But we're doing dinner and dessert differently. Kinda. And then what inspires you or who? We're going to go over that a little bit. Okay. Let's do the positive words from the week first, and then I'll go over what I'm making for y'all in the recipe. Okay, we're starting with Friday the 6th of May, which is jubilant, feeling or expressing great happiness and triumph, overjoyed and satisfied. Saturday was the 7th was zest, great enthusiasm and energy, put your whole heart and soul into, feeling of enjoyment. Adventurous was the 8th, willing to try out new methods, ideas, or experience, full of excitement. Monday the 9th was zeitgeist, the spirit of the age, the taste, outlook, and the character of the period of the time. Spirit of the times. Gumption was the 10th, shrewd or spirited initiative and resourcefulness, spunk. Wednesday the 11th was sonder, the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And today is benevolent, being kindly and well-meaning, kind-hearted, and charitable. Okay. The next thing I want to mention is that I'm wearing purple today. It is International Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. One lady said, believe me, we're pretty aware of our fibromyalgia. And we're trying to make you all aware of our fibromyalgia and how we make it look really easy. But trust us, it's not. Okay, that's done. I almost want to just throw this on the floor. I will set it on the floor. I got a lot of stuff going on back here. Okay, so our dinner and dessert done differently is we're going to make rotisserie chicken or rotisserie flavored chicken in our crock pot. And we're going to take our Greek yogurt this week and turn it into, well, I don't have popsicle makers or holders or formers, however, shapers, whatever you want to call it. But I thought what I would do is I'd put them in I have the little circular ones, kind of cylindrical, and then I also have the regular ice cube tray ones. And what I figured I'd do is I'd pop them into here. And then once they're done, I would dip them in chocolate. Like a magic shell type situation. But let's get the chicken started because that needs about 7 hours if you're using bone-in skin-on thighs. I am not. My thighs... yeah. Okay. The thighs that I purchased are boneless and mostly skinless. They have a little bit of skin on them. But I put them in the crock pot already. But the thing is, we're going to have to season them, and we're going to have to put a little bit of vegetable oil on them. I might do a little olive oil just because it's a little healthier. And we're going to try and put our mix. So our recipe for our Freezy Pops and our seasoning for our chicken. So I'm going to do about 1 cup of Greek yogurt to a half or up to 1 cup of fruit, whatever it may be, and add sweetener. I'm going to do 2 different kinds. I'm going to do red and blue. So for the red, I have strawberries and raspberries, and then I have a strawberry jam that I'm going to use as the sweetener. And then for the blue, which is just blueberries, but I have a lot of them, I'm going to use this homemade jam I got from my cousin in Colorado, and it's a black raspberry. So we're kind of mixing and mingling here a little bit. Okay. The thought process behind the thighs was that you are to just pat them dry and do whatever kind of preparation you usually do. Okay, so I'm hoping it'll fit into this little container. Fingers crossed. Okay. Oh, I forgot to read the seasoning for the chicken after all that. It's a quarter cup of salt, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, thyme, and garlic powder. I did garlic powder. They wanted white pepper. I didn't have it, and I like garlic more, so I figured I'm using black pepper already. I'll probably add a little bit more than the 1.5 teaspoons it called for, and it also called for cayenne pepper as well, 1.5 teaspoons. And then for the recipe, you use 2 tablespoons of this mixture. I don't know how much it's going to make yet, but this is the quarter cup of salt that we're just going to pour in here. That takes up most of the space. Yabba dabba do. This is our 2 tablespoons of paprika. It's not going to fit. All right, hold on. Usually I'm very good at eyeballing these things, but apparently today I didn't do so well. And I'm going to look for the lid real quick, so bear with me. I should have just put you on hold for a second, but you know me, I had to walk away. I think I found it. It's something that works. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's our paprika and our salt. And then we have, this is our tablespoon of onion powder, which I'm not a big fan of usually, but when it's mixed with other things, I don't mind it too much. Oh, the thyme. That's the tablespoon of thyme. Again, which seems like a lot. Tablespoon of garlic powder, not salt or pepper, powder, which I should have done the pepper because I have that. And then this is our 1.5 teaspoons of just black pepper, which I might add to, I believe. And then this is our 1.5 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. Okay. A nice little mix, and we're going to have leftovers, so that's really nice. And what they want us to do, I'm just going to shake it up in this container. If the lid would fit. Of course it doesn't. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. We're just going to shaky, shaky, shaky. And if it smells good, I'm going to be so excited. If it smells crappy, we'll finagle. We shall finagle. Bear with me. All right. Sorry about that. So you pat them dry, which I did earlier. And then we need, oh gosh darn it. I think it was just a tablespoon of olive oil. It's just enough to coat the chicken so that when you put the seasoning on, it kind of sticks to it and adds flavor, of course, as well. I don't want to hit it all in one spot. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, so I poured the olive oil on there, and I'm just going to kind of rub them together and get them all, make sure, because they're kind of stacked on top of each other. I'm trying to think of how many I have in here. 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. And I just want to make sure they all get coated, right? And we also have to make sure that they all get the seasoning on them. So I want to wash my hands real quick because I don't want to mix the oil and the seasoning together while I'm just showing you what it looks like. Okay. So anyway, I was saying I was wearing purple. I don't know if I got cut off by then. For Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. So if you got some purple, represent for me. Thanks. Okay. So tablespoon of, I used olive oil. It called for vegetable. I'm not a big vegetable oil fan. And I think olive oil would add some nice flavor. Okay, this is what our mix looks like. I know the lighting in here is horrifying. I don't know why. Anyway. And we're supposed to use 2 tablespoons of the mix. I just want to make sure I got it good mixed up. See, that had a lot of salt in it. But chicken does need salt, so I'm not too horrified by the quarter cup of salt that's in here. And I love paprika on chicken. So I'm just gonna dump it, I think, kind of sprinkle it around this first tablespoon, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of massage it in, rub them together a little bit, make sure they're good and coated on one side, and then I will flip them around because I want to make sure they all get good and coated the same. See, this one didn't get any. Okay, so this one and this one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Kind of gotta rub them a little bit. Okay. You gotta get your hands dirty, apparently. But it smells just like rotisserie chicken, minus the white pepper. If you have white pepper, feel free. And like I said, I might add a little fresh ground black pepper, because this was just ground pepper, not anything spectacular. Okay, now I'm gonna get the. See, that's why I washed my hands, because I don't want to get chicken guts on my measuring spoon. Okay. What a mess. What a mess. Okay. Yes, I did have a paper towel. All right, the other tablespoon. And I might add, I think I inhaled some, excuse me, some extra if I need to. I mean, it does seem like quite a bit though. And this recipe did call for between 6 to 8 chicken thighs and boneless chicken thighs, no less. So, yeah, do with that what you will. All right, all these bottom ones need some love. So I'm gonna rotate, especially this one stuck to the bottom. Just gonna kind of rotate them around each other a little bit. And I would say almost 2 tablespoons is not enough, but that's just me. I feel like it could use some more love here. Okay, come on. There's a bit at the bottom here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more. I was kind of hoping I could do it without. I definitely think I've inhaled some, that's for sure. And getting it everywhere. Okay. That was another like half tablespoon. And I think that'll be plenty. Like I said, I don't want the ones on the bottom to be neglected, so to speak. And I've never just done chicken in a crock pot before, I don't think. Oh, yes, I did. We did that taco chicken. Okay. And bada bing, bada boom. 13 minutes later. Probably shouldn't have taken that long, but I gotta do my spin move here. We're gonna plop this in, and it's 7 hours on low. I think that's if you have bones in yours. I'm gonna put mine. Oh, I turned it off. I'm gonna do mine for. Oh, come on, seriously, I can't even. 8 hours on low, and then if I feel like they're not cooking all the way, I will turn it to high for a while. And then I'm probably gonna just do some rice and maybe a fried rice. And probably just, I was going to say asparagus, but I think we ate it. Hot? Yeah, that's a little toasty. Broccoli, maybe. I'm a big broccoli fan. Okay, and then I have leftovers for future chickens. Oh, I'm going to need this, but I'm going to need to rinse it off because I'm going to need it for the sweetener. And I got to make sure my sweetener doesn't smell like rotisserie chicken mix. I'm going to probably eyeball, so it's not that big of a deal, but I'm wasting paper towels like you would not believe. This is not cool. Okay. Well, I can wipe on my mouse while all right. Enough mumbling and grumbling and all that fun stuff. So, I've prepped my bowls just to make life a little bit easier. And all I'm going to do is mash them because you know I like to have bones in my soup, so to speak. So in this bowl, I have 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and this is raspberries and strawberries, which I'm gonna. And in this bowl, this is 1 cup of yogurt and probably another cup and a half. I almost want more fruit than I want yogurt. And I guess I'm horrible at this strawberry business. I got a strawberry leaf. By the way, let me go over that strawberry cake from last week. For one thing, I kept calling it a bread because it was a little denser, that I didn't use all the oil involved. But what I did do was I spread out my frosting that I made on the top and then put it in the fridge. And the frosting kind of moistened the cake a little bit and gave it a really good flavor. And one day I just did chocolate on the top with like a lot of whipped cream. I took a picture of it and posted it on Instagram. And then lately I've just been cutting up strawberries, putting those on top, and then doing the whipped cream. It's really good. It is really good. Okay, so we're going to mash the yogurt and the strawberries together first. And depending on how sweet your fruit is, you might not need as much sweetener. The other thing I was thinking I might do was to give it some kind of stability and add a banana. But then I also was thinking I have that baby food that might be, a good way to get some extra nutrition in there. I mean, if our babies can eat it, why not us, huh? I mean, I don't know that I'd go out and buy just baby food for yourself. Although the best one when my kids were growing up, Peyton didn't really like baby food that much. Jordan, meh. But there was one I liked and would eat, and it was Dutch apple pie. So good. Okay. I got these pretty well mashed. They're just kind of sticking to the bottom, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and have a spatula. Or a spoonula. And I'm going to see how sweet it is first before I add anything. Because if I don't need to add anything, you know me, I'm not gonna. I'm not an overly sweet person. I like to balance something that's super sweet, with something either tart, like fruit. So I like dark chocolate, which is kind of bitter with fruit. I also like, I'm not really going to be worried about whether there's a little bit of strawberry on there either. I just like fruit pies and things too, though, so. All right. I don't know if I'm happy with this mixture or ratio of fruit to yogurt. But I'm going to tell you it looks pretty yummy. That's our red. And we're going to call it the red. And definitely going to need some sweetener. But I don't think I'm going to need to use too much. Maybe a half a tablespoon. And the nice thing about this is strawberries preserves. It's got a little bit of the juice in there. So what I'm going to do next, after I wipe up that, well, let's see. Do I want to mash it or do I just want to kind of interlace it together so there's little bits and chunks of. And now tell me that this doesn't inspire you to try and eat a little bit healthier, because I'm going to tell you this doesn't have many calories. There's a whole strawberry right there too. Let me I had a spoon. Here she is. Let me see if I'm happy with the It's very sour. So, I think it was like a tablespoon and a half, but I've done a half a tablespoon, so I'm gonna just grab as little as possible because I really want to just taste the fruit. And that's why I picked the jam as my sweetener, because I really just wanted it to amplify the fruit I was using. I didn't want to bury it in honey. I mean, some people like, the flavor of honey with fruit. I don't mind it if I'm eating like a granola. I like honey on my Greek yogurt and my fruit, but I would say for the most part, if I'm just eating fruit, I want to taste the fruit. I really do. I don't know if that makes me a purist or a weirdo. All right, I think 1 full tablespoon would be plenty. So, like I said, I'm going to be the only one eating these probably because my husband's not a big yogurt fan. He said the cake was good and then asked why it was so sour. So is that cream cheese? I mean, technically it is a little bit of cream cheese. I didn't tell him the rest was Greek yogurt though. Alright, so there's still some whole pieces of fruit in here, which I'm wondering if that would help. If I mashed them up a little more, maybe it would help disperse the... And the other thing you can do is if you have... what was I doing? I was going to mash them up. I was grabbing the wrong thing after all that. Okay, the other thing you could do is if you just have cups of yogurt, like the little 4-ouncers, stick a popsicle stick in there, freeze it, and then dip it in chocolate. That's what I'm going to do for the most part. But I'm adding a little protein by using the Greek yogurt. I'm adding a little tang. And I'm giving it some stability, like I said. We could, like I said, we could add a banana. Or, let me check what I have. I'm going to rinse my... I am not. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down here to my little... I have these ones that are just banana, which is what I used for the banana bread that I made. I also have apple, which I'm not really into mixing with my... And then I also have zucchini, spinach, banana. Maybe I'll just squirt a little bit of this in as part of my sweetener for each one. Okay, so squirt. I want to do... I think I did a little, like half. So now I've created more of a strawberry banana, which I don't know if that was my goal, but I think it's going to give us the rest of the sweetness because I don't really want to just keep adding jam. Especially when I can add something like this where we're getting some nutrients out of it. Maybe. It's got 9% protein. It's got some calcium, it's got some iron, it's got definite potassium. Alright, so that one, ready to go. I would say it's sweet enough. Well, like I said, I'm the only one eating these bad boys, so. Alright. I don't know if this is bothering you, but you probably can't even see it. Okay, we're going to mash these. They're going to turn a little pink. But I think they would have turned a little pink from the insides of the blueberries anyway. And these I might have to add more because I feel like you don't get as much juice from blueberries like you do from strawberries and raspberries. Come on, baby. And like I said, it's not that I'm not a blender fan. I just think keeping the fruit as natural as possible might be the way to go. All right. Here's my spoon. Okay. Come on. The only thing is going to be the downfall with this is that the blueberry skins are going to separate from the innards. So I think once I get some sort of blue color from these blueberries, I think I'm going to just add some whole ones in to compensate. So I'm not just eating blueberry skins the whole time. Okay, come on. They do definitely not give off as much of the residual juice as strawberries and raspberries do. I'm kind of trying to whirl it around here a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, that helped a little bit. You're doing that. I'm getting more of the juices to come out. Okay. So these will be nice and refreshing in the summer. I might leave the blueberry ones unchocolatified, however you want to put that. We'll see. I don't know if chocolate and blueberry, although I shouldn't say that because I eat those Brookside. It's basically fruit covered in chocolate, and they have pomegranates, and they have blueberries, and they have raspberries. Raspberries is one of my favorites. I'm not sure they have strawberries, though. All right, I am making a disaster of this entire thing, and I'm going to need this spoon, so I'm going to plop that over there. Excuse me for un momento. I'm going to finally wipe off my nose here. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's put a little bit of this guy in here. Mashy, mashy. And I am... so sour. Okay. One thing I think I am going to do, which I wasn't thinking I was gonna, was cross and add maybe the rest of my raspberries in here as well as grabbing some more blueberries. See, it's one of those ones where you're gonna have to kind of, you know, play around with it a little bit. And this will help since we're using the black raspberry. Okay, we're not using that guy because he's a little moldy. Don't be making the other one. Okay. So I'm going to plop those guys in there. I want to save some for my lunch. That's about it. Just enough to top whatever I'm having. Maybe I'm just eating them straight out of the container. Alright. And I think just in general you need more blueberries than you do. Just because, like I said, they're not really a super, like, juicy fruit. Remember that gum? It's still out there. You could get rid of the flavor from that gum in seconds. Did not take long. Alright. Maybe these raspberries are giving off a little color now too, thank you. Oh, popped some good... Yeah, now we're getting some good color. The nice thing about using the black raspberry sweetener is also, or jam, I don't know what they're calling it. They're just calling it black raspberry. If I can get the lid off. Oh, I'm going to cut myself. Believe me, I've just done that recently, so. Oh, where's my key? That's what I need, right? I've never done this before. I have one of those, or I had one of those. One of these guys. Oh, you didn't tell me this thing. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Okay. Let me get this rinsed off so I don't ruin it. This is homemade. I was unclear whether it was a cousin's friend or relative. So, whoever, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let me try a little bit. I want to see how sweet it is. Okay, here's going to be the problem. It's not very sweet. So I'm going to put the tablespoon in of that, and then I hate to say might need to add something to sweeten it up. Maybe, I got the rest of the banana here too. So we'll mix that in, and that should give us some good color. Yeah, that's some good color there. I like the little specks of red in it. It looks pretty. And we eat with our eyes first, don't we? All right. Who knew this was going to take this long? But, you know, stuff of mine never goes quickly for some reason. All right, let me try and make sure it's not... The banana is definitely coming through. Let me try this one real quick. Yeah, like I said, they're just for me. That one's my favorite for sure, because the banana doesn't come through as much. And I would say that one's almost sweet enough, but I'm going to say this isn't going to be sweet enough to give us the sugar, the little bit of hint of sugar that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go against what I said earlier. And put a little bit of honey in here, just because I can. Oh, it's starting to get all, you know, when the weather gets warmer, I swear it gets. And I'm just going to do a quick squeeze or two. Because like I said, I don't really want it to influence the overall flavor. But I do want it to give it the sweetness that we need. So I'm going to mix it up. Yes, I know. I am the messiest person, chef on TV maybe. I don't know. Sorry if that's squeaking. That's what happens when you put them in plastic bowls. I'm still seeing red coming through. So there is quite a few at the bottom. Sorry about this. Did not think about that encounter. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. It's too smacky. Give me a little more. Again, it depends on your fruit, totally. Like if you have the sweetest blueberries in the world. Now my strawberries are pretty sweet, so I think that's why that's a little bit easier to sweeten up. My honey's getting crystallized here. Okay. All right. Now the backlash is that I use too much honey. No. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I'm almost tempted to add some to that, but I'm going to refrain because I liked that one before. Excuse me while I make some room for myself here. Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn them into little puffs, bonbons, what have you. What do you want to call them? I don't know. I'm going to call it a mess. Yeah, I just say it right off of there. I'm torn. There's a little banana left. Okay. Again, I'm not really concerned about cross-contamination when they're both fruit and yogurt. I was just separating them because of their flavor components. Now, I'm going to try one method to get them kind of neatly in there. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling it's not going to be pretty. I'm going to get rid of this mess, and I have a whole yogurt mess because I didn't wipe up my spot. Alright. Alright. Now, technique. To get them into these little round ones might be a little bit of a chore. And for some reason, I think I got pepper. Oh, golly. Alright, so I'm going to do one tray of each in this little ones. And then I'll do the same for the, if I have any left. I'm sure I will. Okay. I mean, essentially we've just made our own, like, mixed yogurt cup, right? And, I mean, instead of buying one cup for, like, $1 to $3, we just made several cups. Okay. What I got here is my mini, I use them for cookies. I'm hoping if I can scoop, might be too round. Just gonna try and let it flow into there. Remember, see how many it takes to fill it up all the way. 1, perfect. Maybe not fill it all the way to the top. And then just let it flow. Okay, you see how we're doing this, right? I'm gonna do the same thing for the square ones if we have any left over. I'm gonna let you guys take a break while I finish these up, and I'll be back with you. Take a pause for the cause. You know what I thought I'd do? I was talk about what inspires us while I'm doing this. That way, we kill, well, we don't kill, but we accomplish 2 things at one time. How's that? So, what brought this up was that I look at my kids and I realize to myself, and they're not what inspires me, what they're doing inspires me, who they are inspires me. I see young kids out there doing great things that really inspires me and makes me want to do more, makes me want to do something important, you know, to prove that I'm not just letting them, you know, handle it all. We as adults got to be there, you know, because this time in our lives kind of rough, but it's important that we acknowledge how they inspire us, whoever it is. I mean, I acknowledge when complete strangers inspire me a lot. Oh, this is getting messy. This one came a little too far over the edge here. I don't know if I can salvage that skin on there, kind of. I don't like letting things go by without saying something that would, I don't know. In essence, it makes me feel better. Saying, oh, I really like your hair, or those boots are awesome, where'd you get them, or who did your hair, or do you do your own hair, or whatever. Something about their person that makes them feel like you see them. Because when you're talking to someone and you're not acknowledging that they're there, it kind of just feels like it's falling on deaf ears. And I don't want that to happen, especially now. Like today is making aware of a disease I have that debilitates me on a daily basis. And it's just acknowledging one day. But it's enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm doing it, and I'm doing it in pain, and I'm doing it when I don't feel great, and I'm doing it when I'm trying to make others feel better. And what inspires me is the love that comes back. They're gonna run together, apparently. I have no choice in the matter. Once it freezes, it should be fine. I'm not really worried about it, can you tell? But I've joined these support groups, and I see these people struggling, and I try to do as much as I can to tell people what has worked for me and items of support or whatever that help you take a bath or make you feel better. You know, I'm a big proponent of Village Natural Therapies, Epsom salts, and bath soaps for fibromyalgia people. It's called Chronic Pain and Fatigue. Not a sponsor, mind you. Wouldn't mind them to be. Alright, I'm going to try and get most of the glue out of here. And I'm going to shove these in the freezer now so they don't get all runny. Not like that would be bad. Ah ha ha. Okay. I got a little space here. Just a little one. That's all I need. The rest will probably go downstairs in the freezer. Thank goodness I have another one. But, you know, I try to explain what works for me, and it doesn't always work for other people. I get that. So, I just try to explain what I've been through and hope that they realize that they're not alone and their symptoms are very similar. Oh, man, now I'm just getting messy. And that, you know, whatever you want to talk about. One lady said, I'm sorry I'm ranting on here. And I'm like, don't be sorry. That's what these whole things are for. So, yeah. I found a lot of things that help me get through the day. So, I've been doing them a lot. But it's also getting out there and moving and making sure that you're not allowing it to take over you. So, there you go. But I say that I see so many people that are running with their... I see what the problem is. My strawberries are bigger. Running with their dream, so to speak, that has inspired me. Seeing people accomplish, like, things that I've wanted to accomplish, you know. Yeah, see, there's a huge... This is what's causing the problem. I'm going to have to put this one in, probably the bigger. And actually writing to them and asking them, you know, how did you go about this? What is it that I can do to realize, you know, what I need to do for my next step? Helps that I'm related to some of them, which is nice. So shout out to my cousin Mariah and my cousin Kirsten. They've definitely inspired me. They are ladies on the move. And you should check out my cousin's books. Kirsten W. Larson. I think she goes by. It might be Kirsten Williams Larson. She's got 2 books out. Woodwire Wings. And there's one about Wonder Woman. I don't want to just say the name. It is about Wonder Woman. It's a graphic novel. Gosh darn it, I know that's not the whole title. I apologize, Kirsten. I will type it out on my description. But I want to see things that make people just go, wow, what a difference, you know, you're trying to make. My cousin Mariah, she's a teacher, and she's just the most creative. She's got an Etsy shop, Fuzzy Slipper Designs, Slippers design. Anyway, Fuzzy Slippers Designs is at her Etsy shop, and she designs all kinds of cards and stationery and banners, and she's just so impressive to me. So I have shouted out to these two ladies before. They know what they do. They know, and it's made all the difference to say, you know what, you do impress me very much so. Between your organizational skills, which I lack, which I keep begging for help me, to just their creative side and how they've gone about what they do, just encourages me so much. So thank you. And just people online in general are very encouraging. You know, that's what I use the social media besides promoting all my stuff. Oh please, oh please, oh please. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna put it right on there. Freeze away. It's just to see what people are doing. How are they changing things? What's happening in the world that makes you feel like you can help fix it? You know? Because that's really what I'm like. Okay, I'm gonna see. I think I can use like an overflowing one with all the chunks of strawberries in there to fill these up. And I'll go back. I want to see. I want to know what's different. How are people approaching what inspires them, or how they go about figuring out things? I mean, there's young kids, as young as 5, 6, that are helping homeless people and animals and writing books and telling, stories, and just like, I want to know you, you are awesome. And I'm sure people tell you that all the time, but I think you need to know that out here somewhere that you're hitting a note with me, Get in there. Oh my goodness. So I like to tell people that. I like to share things. I like to share small business stuff. If you have a small business you'd like me to promote. When I first started this channel, I said if you want to send me a coffee cup, if you know where I live, or you know someone that knows me. I said I was going to get a P.O. box, and that kind of fizzled out. So we could get that going. Be more than happy to promote anybody's business. Well, business that I understand and feel like is good. I'm not the Better Business Bureau or anything, but I'm not going to promote something that's illegal or immoral. So take with that what you will. All right, so it looks like we pulled up quite a few, actually. I can't wait to try these. I'm going to send a post later on today, perhaps. I might as well fill the rest of this one. I'll be able to tell the difference. Just don't want to waste any. Kind of was hoping I wouldn't need to find space for too many more. But, let me know what inspires you. Who inspires you? Where does the inspiration come from? What are you looking for that you need inspiration for? Are you looking for somebody to tell you to get off your ass and go do what you want to do in your life? Like, make positive choices? Because I'll do that. be inspirational. Be the one that inspires other people. I just think that's just so fun to watch. I think when people know where they're going in life, makes me a little jealous, I have to say, because I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm learning. That's what I'm doing. And I want to learn from, I don't care how old you are. I'll learn from anybody. Anybody that wants to teach me something good. Something educational. Podcasts are fun. If you have a podcast you think I should listen to, tell me about it. I'm all ears. I listen to podcasts. Jordan sends them to me all the time. Found out all about the crappy people in America. So, I'm looking for inspiration. I think that is my ultimate goal, is to just make sure that I constantly am being inspired by someone or something that keeps me, keeps me wanting to learn more, wanting to see how this all plays out. How does it end? I'm not going to go down without a fight for any reason. Whether it's because I don't know what the hell I'm doing or because I don't feel good. But I will tell you, I don't know why I had those on all the time. But I will tell you that I don't ever want to stop figuring out what it is. If I don't know, that doesn't say, oh, well, I don't know, I'm just going to give up. No, that's not how I operate. And I just got a little inspired here. Nope, won't work. Gosh darn it. I thought I could clasp them together. There you go. Take with that what you will. I know that I hope I inspire you guys. That's what I hope. So with that, I want to remind you one more time, International, I don't know why I keep doing that, International Fibromyalgia Day, today. Throw on some purple, represent. I'd be ever so grateful. And I'm going to go throw these in my freezer. Thanks, guys. With that, I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.